Okay, so we're gonna get back into the timeline traveler. This is the Dori story, and this is part 41. So, man, yesterday we left off with Dori inviting Toki over to the planetarium to surprise him with a planetarian show of the galaxy, and then also a 5-course meal, which they hadn't had yet. So we're gonna get there at some point today, but yeah, she just wanted to sweep him off his feet. She wanted to take his breath away, and Toki agreed that that's exactly what she did. And also, he confessed that he wanted to toast to her about true love, to true love and forever. So let's start there. So Toki and Dori were really hitting it off. It was the end of the show, and Toki looked at Dori and he said, "Wow." He said, "That was amazing." He said, "It's funny because it's something about the fact that this experience is both happy and sad for me." She said, "What? Why sad?" He said, "I don't think my sister told you, but why this is so special to me." No, she didn't. Well, he said, "But before I even go into that," he said, "Well, she gave you a list of things to do. How many things did she tell you that I like to do?" "Oh, she gave me about maybe 7 to 8 things." "Then why did you choose this one?" I don't know, it just felt right. I mean, after all, I showed you my planet." So she started laughing. He said, "Well, yeah, you did. So I figured that I'll show you more." And so he said, "Okay." He said, I see where you're going with this." He said, "But I just want to tell you why this is so special to me. And then also why it made me feel so vulnerable." "Okay, okay. I'm listening." And he said, he grabs her hand and he said, "Well, listen," he said, "when I was 8 years old, my father brought me here, and it was just a special trip between me and him, and we had the best time, and it was like maybe the 4th or 5th time that I had came here, but was our thing, me and my father. He would take me here on the free days, and we would just have a great time together. And then after that, we'll go have hot dogs, we'll sit on the lake, and we just really enjoyed ourselves. And so the last time he took me here, he said, my father wound up getting murdered. There was a robbery that happened, and there was a guy that was running from, I guess, the police or something to that nature. And he was in a car, and as we were crossing the street, the guy was coming so fast, all my father had enough time was to push me back. I fell back onto the curb, and he wound up taking the hit from the car." Oh my God, Toki, I had no idea. Yeah, he said, "I've been carrying that for a long time, and it's been really difficult to deal with, and I haven't been back here since." "Oh, Toki, I'm sorry." No. Don't be sorry. Seriously, this is exactly what I needed. Exactly what I needed. This is literally helping me with the healing process. It's almost like it's closure. And now I can create new memories with someone that I love. I see where you're going with this, Toki. He said, "Yeah, I'm serious." He said, "It was special between me and my father, but now I see I can have it create new memories with someone special." He said, "So thank you. Thank you for allowing me to close that chapter and begin a new one." You're welcome, Toki. Don't make me emotional, because I hear what you're saying. So listen here. Let's get into part 2 of this date. There's a part 2? Yeah. You think I was just going to give you a planetary show and that was it? I mean, a guy needs substance, right? Yeah. Aren't you hungry, Toki? As a matter of fact, I am. Yeah, as a matter of fact. Well, we'll take my hand. And so she stood up and extended her hand out to him. So he put his hand in her hand. And he stood up and they started walking towards the door. But right before they started walking towards the door, there was some violin music just coming from the out in the hall, in the common area where they had their table set up. So here's the violinist. He's playing the music, and it's loud, and it's all across the speakers inside. He said, "Wow." He said, "This feels so enchanting." He said, he looked at Tori. He said, new memories are being made, and they're amazing. Thank you." So he grabs her hand, and they walk over to the table, and there was a butler standing there, and he said, may I get you something to drink, ma'am?" And so there was a champagne there, and it was in ice. And so he said, "May I pour something for you?" And she said, "Yes, thank you." So Toki waited, and he poured Toki something to drink. And he said, "Well, we're going to start you guys with a salad." So they waited, and here comes the salad, and they ate their salad. And then they also paired it with some soup. And then after that, they wind up having some really great lamb. Toki also had some salmon. And it was just an amazing evening between the two. The laughs, the conversation, the more bonding that they continued to do. And so with the violinist standing there, after they got a little stuffed and they're laughing, he said, "Hey." She said, "Yes." He said, "Let's dance." Okay. So he grabs her hand, and then he just begins to twirl her around the room, and he slowly pulls her next to him, and then they begin to sway back and forth. And then he went for it again. Another kiss. They shared their second kiss, but this time it was a lot longer, a lot more passionate. It was something about it. It was something about him being able to open up to her that made him just more passionate about her, more caring, more understanding, just more into her. He just pulled back and he said, "Wow, you're so easy to be with. You're so easy to talk to and open up to. I can really appreciate this. You have no idea." He said, "It's interesting." He said, "I haven't talked about my dad in a long time, Dori." "Well, I'm so glad that you felt safe enough to do that with me." He said, "That's it. That's the word. You make me feel safe, just like you said I did." "This is going so well." She said, "Yeah." She said, "Did your cousin tell you about me almost dying yesterday?" "Yeah, I heard about that." She said, "I heard that you laughed. Not at you. No, not at dying, but at his attempt to be romantic. I laughed about that." "I see. I forgot you guys were in competition." He said, No. We're not in competition. Our sisters are in competition about this. But I don't know. Hey, it is what it is." She said, "Yeah, I see what you're saying." So he said, "But I can't imagine you with anybody else. I mean, what I feel for you is it's wonderful." "I agree, Toki. I really feel the same way." She said, "But I have to let your cousin know. And I don't know how I'm going to do that without hurting his feelings, because he seems so invested. And right now he's working on something for me." "Working on something for you? Like what?" "Well, he told me not to tell anyone." "Okay, I don't want to pry. I don't want to invade your privacy. I'm sure whatever it is, it's legit. So I won't take it as if it's just, I respect you. I respect your privacy." Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that." So they continued to dance, and finally Greg spoke over the speaker. He said, "Lovebirds, lovebirds." He said, "I'm so happy to have done this for you, but I have to wrap things up for the night." And he said, "The doors will stay open for you." And he said, "But once you exit the doors will be closed for the night." And he said, "There is a a horse ride on me that's waiting for you guys outside.